Oh my god, remember when Snapchat used to display everyone's best friends and you could see how you ranked and if you even were somebody else's best friend? Yikes! Welcome to the very first episode of Life Lemons. Before I even start anything that has to do with this video, I really want to give a big thank you to everyone who watched my first video. Thank you so much for joining me on my most recent anxiety-ridden adventure. It's gonna be a good time. As I mentioned in said first video, I would like to talk about social media. More specifically, Instagram. I said in the first video social media, but when I started typing everything out that I wanted to talk about, I realized it's really just about Instagram. So we're gonna focus on Instagram today. So, I've been in this mood since I watched the Tony Awards a couple weeks ago. It happens every year. I don't want to say it's an aggressive mood, but it's more of a really motivated and inspired mood. I finally wrote what I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm going to the gym very frequently. I finally scheduled an appointment with an ENT doctor to get my vocal cords looked at. It's been a productive couple of weeks. However, sometimes seeing other people's posts about how successful they are and, how hard they're also working makes me feel like, oh, well, I'm not as good as them, why am I even gonna try? You think you can be good? You fool! And that's a big load of no fun. Before I start getting into the nitty-gritty, the purpose of this video is not to convince you not to use social media anymore, because especially for people like me who want to go into the entertainment industry, it's almost impossible to make a career without social media. It's very important to put yourself out there. What I want to do in this video is to share my experiences with how Instagram has affected me and how it's damaged my mental health. I know that everything that I say in this video is not going to be the first time that you've ever heard something like this. I just want to make sure that we keep an open discussion about how it isn't very healthy to constantly be sucked into this world of social media. Alright! Comparison culture. I don't think that that's an official term, but I have seen it used before in some other ways, like the culture of comparison. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna call it, comparison culture. There are a plethora of reminders in all forms of social media. Books, podcasts, those memes with the minions on them that all 50-year-old Facebook moms like to share, that are constantly reminding us not to compare ourselves to other people because it is not beneficial. However, the way that social media is set up makes it so easy to compare myself to other people. A big reason why I put off starting this YouTube channel is because I was constantly comparing myself to other established creators. Between the content itself and the displayed number of likes and followers and subscribers and all that, it's so easy. Also, the fact that these numbers are displayed for everyone to see makes it so possible for us to be obsessed with reaching certain numbers. It can literally be an added anxiety onto my day when one of my posts doesn't do as well as another. And then, of course, there's the not as obvious situations. You're not comparing numbers or anything, but when I start comparing my content as a whole to someone else's. The thing that I have to constantly remind myself is that the things that people post on Instagram are refined highlights of their lives. I'm only seeing the edited photos that probably already look great before editing. I know that plenty of influencers or whatnot have posted photos of them without editing, without, special lighting, so that way they remind their followers what you see isn't always what you get. They've also pointed out that in most photos, the lighting is specific to that pose, and they're posing in a certain way to make their body a certain shape. Different camera angles, different lighting, different poses can make such a difference to someone's appearance. So it's completely unfair to compare what you see in a mirror without any sort of, editing or special lighting to what you see on social media, which is a very refined product. It helps me not be so harsh when criticizing myself. As I'm sure you can tell, I opted to not wear makeup for this video. I thought it was appropriate to go with the all-natural look today because we're talking about how pictures are fake. I'm in the middle of that, PMS breakout right now, so I wanted to give my pores a rest. I've still got the lighting and everything set up, so, we're not going for it 100% today, but there's also the thing about Instagram aesthetics. Like, all of a person's photos have to look the same and have the same color scheme, but for a while I did feel like my account was not perhaps good enough or presentable enough because I do not have a color scheme that I follow with every single photo that I post. It took me a while to realize just how much I use this app. One time a couple years ago, my Instagram got hacked and I was not able to log into it, and my username was changed and my password were changed. In the about 40 or so hours that I did not have access to my account, I literally made another account after I had already aggressively emailed Instagram support trying to get it back. I made another account just to see my friends' posts and to keep track of what the hacker was doing on my account because I was so stressed out about it. That is what made me realize just how addicted I had become to opening this app. It was mindless. I would open my phone and then just my thumb would just go right to where the app was without even thinking about it. It was literally just a mindless routine that happened all the time. Even at red lights, this still happens now. I just instinctively pick up my phone and start scrolling. A big thing that I want to remind myself as well is I don't need to be posting constantly. I also don't have to be so critical of what I do end up posting. If it makes me happy, if it's a photo that I like, who cares how many people end up tapping twice on it? I should share it because I want other people to see what makes me happy. And hopefully it'll make them happy too. All right, shifting gears a little bit. Within the past couple of years, there has been a new trend, which is to make a Finsta or a spam account. And if you are not familiar with what these are, they are a second account that you make separate from your main account that you sort of post like rants or silly pictures or things you don't think are quite refined enough to post on your main account. More often than not, from what I've seen and what I used to use it for, it was a place to just spew negativity. I would post a lot about having a rough day, I would complain about different things, and I just didn't understand why I still felt so bad. I think that with the rise of the Finsta, we are still destroying the privacy that we need to function healthily as human beings. I think that our culture is so obsessed with constantly wanting to know about every little thing about every single person, especially like celebrities. We're constantly wanting more content, and I think that that's damaging to our mental health. With this, there's like a constant anxiety of making sure that everything you do is postable or shareable. It's worthy of being shared and shown to other people. Ding, ding, ding. Another reason why I was really scared to start my YouTube channel. In my senior year of college, I signed up for bi-weekly counseling on campus. At this point, I had also started writing in a journal every now and then. Doing that helped me so much more than just randomly posting ugly pictures and negative comments on social media. You know, sometimes I would even feel like I was potentially bothering somebody with how much negativity I was putting out into the virtual world. And if I really felt like I just needed to get it out of my system, it was nice to express it verbally rather than writing it down somewhere that it would stay and people could also view it whenever they wanted. Talking about the things that were making me anxious or upset in counseling, not only did that help get it out of my system, but I was also assisted in finding ways to take control of the situation and make it better. Focusing on manifesting good energy has helped me so much more. I know that sounds really like boho and hippie, but seriously, I can't tell you how much that mindset has helped me. Talking about the negative things is so important, getting it off your chest, getting it out of your system, but it's so much more beneficial to do it with someone that you trust and someone that you know will help you out of it rather than just acknowledge what you're saying and then sort of move on. I'll get into all that another time because I'm absolutely planning on doing a coping with anxiety video in the future. I know, right? Me? Anxious? I gave it away! I think that's all I'd like to say for now, but I would love to hear from you and open up a discussion about this topic. What have been some of your experiences with social media affecting your mental health? How do you feel about other forms of social media? And do you feel that they also have their own ways of being damaging to mental health? Please, 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 I would love to talk to anyone about this. If there's something else about this topic that you think was missing from this video, let me know, and I'll absolutely talk about it in another one. This was my first video that I actually fully wrote out, and I know I still didn't even cover things that I would like to talk about. We'll get better as we go, I promise. Thank you so much for listening to what I have to say about this. If you haven't watched my first video, I would recommend checking it out so that way you know a little bit more about me. But yeah, I guess that's it. I hope to see you again real soon.